Hello, beautiful, amazing, wonderful people. It is 40 days of gratitude, 40 days of praise, 40 days of joy. I'm your host, Lucia Dramat. Let's dive into it. I hope that you've had a lovely weekend. We are on day 8, so I hope day 6 and 7, Saturday and Sunday, was good, was restful, and you were able to take some time out and spend time in your gratitude. Okay, so let me update you on 3 things very quickly. I'm going to try and give it all in 1 minute. Firstly, it has been utter chaos with the wind in our area, and I know a lot of other areas have been affected as well. I woke up on Sunday morning, the carport was detached from the poles. It was nuts. It was banging everywhere. Thank goodness both cars were outside and the carport did not hit the cars. So we are very grateful for that. And then our whole yard was in utter disarray. And we had to spend the morning damage control, putting all the furniture in the garage and all the sort. Anyway, I hope that you are fine, unscathed, and that if you experienced any of this craziness, that it wasn't too bad. Okay, that was one. Now the second thing that I want to touch on very quickly is on Saturday, I did an event I didn't do an event. I hosted a presentation or did a presentation workshop, and it was about 3 hours long for one of the local companies here in the Helderberg. They gathered all their branches, the 3 branches in the Helderberg, and had me do a presentation for them on the wine farm. It was incredible to do the presentations, and I love the work that I do. It really does energize me. Usually what I do when I'm done is I rush home to get to my kids to relieve whoever is looking after my kids. Most of these type of events or workshops happen during the week, so it's rare for me to have this type of workshop on a Saturday. Usually it's more like event types, dress up fun events that are on Saturdays. But anyway, then I thought, no, go and eat. Go take some time out just before you rush home and have to be a mom. Take a few minutes. So I went to a restaurant, Poke Bowl. I sat down, got a Poke Bowl, got a coffee, listened to some music, just jammed to it, recalibrated while I was eating my meal and while I had that caffeine kick, right? And then I came home and I walked into family life at being a mom. And I say this just to say, sometimes you have to put guilt aside and optimize your energy. Sometimes you just have to fill your cup. You've spent time at work. You did your thing. You gave your best. Take a few minutes to fill your cup before you step into the next situation where you have to give your best. Okay? That's number 2. Clearly, I couldn't do this in 1 minute. I don't know who I think I am. But let's go. The very third thing I wanted to say before I get into today's talk is that we sold out for the event next week. Oh, I'm so thrilled. Thank you for every single person who bought a ticket. I am busy planning one in Paarl, Wellington. I'm also planning one in the southern suburbs. So if you feel like I want to be at the mini workshop, I couldn't make this one, don't worry. There are a few more coming up. Wellington, Paarl, I am just confirming the venue, but we're looking at the 18th of May. And then southern suburbs, Constantia, Rondebosch. I'm asking people for venues because I'm not too familiar. I know the area, but I don't know the venues in the area. So I am busy fixing that up, and as soon as that's secured, it could be one of 2 dates, either the 25th of May or the 15th of June. So keep your eyes peeled if you are interested. Once again, it will be intimate groups. All right, let's get into it. Today, we are diving into gratitude for something that I think is so amazing in our lives. Your friendships, your loved ones. Special spotlight and focus on them. Friendships, relationships, loved ones, family members, whoever you get to have that bond with. Oh my goodness. And the bond does come with a lot of other things too. But whoever you get to have that bond with, this is something we need to celebrate and be grateful for. There are a lot of people that get to their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s and don't have friends. Don't have people they can pick up the phone and chat to. So if you have people in your life where you can pick up the phone, whether it is a family member, whether it is a parent, whether it is a friend, and you can just chat to them and you can tell them what's going on in your life, and you can not just tell them complaints and problems, but you can actually tell them things you're happy and excited about, and you don't have to worry if it will make them feel bad. Yes, sometimes we're very comfortable complaining to people, but we're not comfortable telling them the good things in their life or in our lives, because we don't want to hurt their feelings. We don't want to sound like we're bragging. And if you have to protect yourself in that way, then maybe this is not the friend I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one you can actually tell the good things to. The one you're excited to tell the good things to. The one that when you tell that person the good things, you know they're going to be so happy for you. That one? Oh yes. If you have some of those people in your life, we want to celebrate them today and turn our hearts to gratitude for them. Very often we have mentors, we have leaders, we have people we can look to for advice, for guidance. We can read books, listen to podcasts like this, and these voices can be uplifting. They could be educational, they could provide for lessons and training, especially in specific industries as well. But friendship is something beautiful. And it does take work and shaping on our side as well. Because you might be someone who is very punctual. You are on time, girl, you are before time. You're not even on time, you're before time. And then you have a friend that is always late. So that can test your patience, right? You can be someone who's really strict on your budget. You are like figuring your budget situation out and you have to plan carefully. And then you have a friend that's like a big spender, and they spend so big. They buy you big presents and they do big things, and you feel like the pressure turning up, like, ooh, I'm just trying to survive on my budget, and now you buying me big presents. I have to buy you big presents. And they stretch you in that way. Or, there are so many different spaces. You have a friend that sometimes just blurts out anything that comes to their head. And you're just like, ooh, why did you just say that? Like, no, this is not the moment. Please, girl, please don't just say stuff. Everybody's not the same. So yes, there sometimes is a biting of a bullet. Maybe your friend doesn't have the relationship status you have, so there's that disconnect. Maybe you don't have kids and she does, or the vice versa, so there's a disconnect on that. But even with the differences, with the disconnects, with the putting your foot in your mouth sometimes, all of that aside, friendship is one of the most amazing, wonderful things. I remember a time in my life where I thought, you know what, I'm okay to not have friends. It's not worth the drama, the disappointment, all the other things that is attached to it. I think that in one's school life, friends become such a big part, and if friends are not really people that you can trust and turn to, then one could switch off to friends. And so in my school, I felt like I had some friends, but then I didn't really know if my friends had my back. I didn't feel safe with my friends. I didn't feel like they were really holding it down for me when I was not there. And I guess that is where the distrust of friendships came. But a wonderful thing happened. God just really did things in my life in my 20s and connected me with people. And in that season, He really restored what friendship could be in my life. And I admit that I kicked against building deep friendships. I just wanted to keep it light. Let's have fun together. Let's have a good laugh. We can go to a movie. We can watch a show. We can have dinner. We can go to a bar. But I'm not going to get deep because I don't need all of that. I don't need all of that, right? But wow, going deep and really connecting with people and being able to share visions and dreams and what's important to me, being able to share struggles and challenges. Wow. So if you're on the cusp of building a friendship and the person said something that you're like, oh, why did they say that? This isn't worth it. Or the person did something that turned you off. I want to encourage you to see what the friendship has. Sometimes it takes time to get in the groove with other people, to read them, to know what they're thinking. Sometimes it takes time. But it is so worth it to be surrounded by people who enjoy you and who you enjoy, who are open to listening to you, and who you can be there for when they need someone to listen. So today, shift your heart toward gratitude. If you can, send one of those people a message. If you can, send them flowers just because, or buy them chocolates or whatever their favorite thing is that they like, just to appreciate them, just to celebrate them, just to do something nice for them. Because all those friendships make a difference. They make our lives full. Every single story we have is not for the spouse. Every single story is not always for a family member. Some stories are for family, some stories are for the spouse, and some stories are for those friends who've got your back. So adding to that good and wonderful life, today it's celebrating those friends. And I want to say this, if you've listened to this whole session and you're thinking, my goodness, I don't have people like that. I don't have friends. I don't have people that I go deep with in that way. Think of some of the most valuable relationships in your life right now and celebrate those. What you are grateful for, what you celebrate, starts to magnify in your life. I remember there was a time where there was this girl and I thought, wow, I'd really like to be friends with her. But she always seemed so busy. She always seemed so preoccupied. And then she would change dates. Oh, I can't make this one, I could make. And so I spent so much effort trying to pursue a friendship with someone who was not really in the space of pursuing a friendship. And then I had other people trying to pursue me and I was like, oh, they're like on top of me. I'm like... And one day I thought, why are you chasing a friendship that's not chasing you? How about you chase the friendship that is chasing you and see if there's something there? And when I did that, I can tell you, one of the most significant friendships in my life was birthed. Someone that I thought, oh no, we are so different, absolutely different. How would we ever click? How would we laugh at the same jokes? How would we? And this person has become one of my closest confidants. So go and look at what is available to you. Sometimes we overlook the very thing that could be so good for us. I'm leaving you with that. Have a phenomenal day. 8. I'll be back tomorrow.